Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to this media conference with Jesse Lingard. Just for clarity, this section is going to be embargoed until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, that's Thursday, and then at the end we'll have a very short section embargoed until 10:30 p.m. tomorrow evening as well. So without further ado, we'll start with Rob Dorsett, Sky Sports News.
Good to see you.
You too.
Look, you're one of the players that always has the biggest smile on his face when he's away on an England camp. It strikes me that you love being a part of this almost more than anybody else. Is that right? And does it feel like that when you're back here?
Yeah, I've been, I've been in England for many years, and I've seen camps change, over the years. But at the moment, I think, the camps that we're having now are one of the best, and the togetherness, through the team and the team spirit. Gareth's really got us set up right, and the games are going into full of confidence and trying to obviously get through to the qualifiers.
This squad's made no secret of the desire to win a major trophy. We spoke to Raheem earlier this week, and he said, look, he's a bit annoyed that people keep congratulating him for the Euros in the summer because he feels they didn't win it. That's a really single-minded attitude, isn't it? Do you sense that around the place?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we've been in a team of transition, obviously, since, Gareth's come in, but, like I say, he's got us set up, really well now, and, we're ranked number 3 in the world, but, we want to be, obviously, number one in the world, and, trophies are an important thing in football, and that's one of our main aims, so I feel like we're, from the World Cup, we're getting closer. You've
been such an integral part of England's squad for a good while, especially at the World Cup in Russia, and then you miss out on the Euros, and I wonder how hard that was, and whether that's actually given you a load of extra motivation to make sure you're part of the squad for Qatar.
Yeah, it's always hard. I mean, considering where I was, in that November time, not really playing as much, and obviously not in the England squad, to getting into the 33-man squad, this shows, what you can do with hard work and belief, and obviously, like I say, I was disappointed to miss out, but I was still there supporting the boys, through thick and thin, and I knew we had a great chance to get into the final, but like I say, we've had to move on quickly and prepare for the new season.
Does it drive you?
Yeah, it gives you more hunger and more motivation, to be playing what we're playing in the biggest of tournaments, in the biggest of games.
The last 2 seasons, I mean, I don't know if you ever do sit back and look at it and try and take stock, but they've been so strange for you, haven't they? Tough times at United, then that loan spell at West Ham where you were absolutely outstanding. You're now back at Old Trafford again. A lot of people, a lot of personnel changes at the club in the summer as well. How do you sum up that? It's been a torrid time for you, hasn't it, in many ways, but some real highs and some real lows.
Yeah, I think that's football. You're always going to get the highs and lows, and throughout the lows, you've got to stay confident and carry on believing in yourself. When I went to West Ham, it was a time where I could really reset and pick up my game, and like I say, when I play consistent football, I score goals and get assists. So it was a brilliant loan. It was much needed, and like I say, I've gone back into my United full of confidence, and obviously I want to play week in, week out. That's the main aim.
It's a fair point, because if you look at the stats, the only game other than the AFL Cup where you've started this season was for England against Andorra. Scored 2, got an assist as well. And it felt, that game, that you knew that you were making a statement. It felt like there was that extra bit from you. Is that right? Did you feel that yourself, that you were making maybe a statement to club and country in that performance?
No, when I play football, I don't feel pressure. I don't feel like I have to prove anything or go the extra mile. I'm just playing football, and that's what I love doing at the end of the day. And I love scoring goals and helping my team. So it just comes down to me on the day. My mentality is right, and keeping that consistent form through West Ham. Taking it to obviously Man United back into pre-season, and taking it for my country as well. And like I say, I was unlucky not to be a part of the first game, obviously due to COVID, but like I say, it's the highs and lows of football, and I had to adapt.
I mean, look, whenever you've come off the bench for club and country, you've really made an impact. But you're saying that doesn't suit you, that's not what you want. Have you got to adapt to that role, though, a little bit?
No, of course, I want to play, you want to start, games, you want to start the big games, and like I say, when I'm sub, I'm always ready to play, and always ready, to be needed when called upon. So, it's one of them things, that I'm going through at the moment. But I think with the recent performances, hopefully we'll see a change in the next few weeks. Hopefully.
Good man. Last one from me is a tricky one. I mean, look, are you aware of this ongoing discussion from outside of football and inside football about elite players and whether they're vaccinated fully or not, and whether they should be? Is it something you're aware of that's discussed in the game?
Yeah, it's discussed, in the game, but I think it's it's personal and it's private. So I think obviously each club's dealing with that in different ways.
Do you have a view on it about whether elite players should all be vaccinated or not?
Not a complete view, not at the moment, no.
Good man.
Thanks,
Jesse.
Just before we go to Carrie, just to clarify for everybody joining on Zoom, this section is embargoed until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks, Carrie. Sorry, Karen.
Jesse, that goal celebration against Andorra in tribute to Cristiano that you'd sorted out with Mason, that's before he'd arrived. So what's been the reality since at Old Trafford from the player that you talked to 18 years ago as a kid?
Yeah, he's been brilliant. He's brought so much to the team. That leadership factor. He wants to win in training, he wants to win in games, and he wants to win trophies, which is the main thing. And it's great to be around to watch what he does, and you can learn obviously little things off him. He's one of the best players in the world, so to have him back home is perfect for us at the moment. And like I say, he'll score goals and win us games.
You certainly don't want to be a super sub, but you've made some pretty big impacts. West Ham and, of course, helping out Cristiano against Villarreal. How important was it to be involved in such big moments back in a West Ham United shirt for you?
Yeah.
In a Manchester United shirt.
I was going to say. It was brilliant going back to London Stadium. I got a really good reception, when I was warming up and when I went on the pitch. And it was kind of written in the stars for me to score in a way. And obviously, with the reception that I got, I couldn't celebrate. They showed me so much, love and respect, when I was at the club, and it's great for me to be there to obviously help them, get into Europe. So, out of my respect, I couldn't celebrate.
You can see your relationship with Cristiano on the pitch. What's it been like off it? What's he said? Has he said anything to you? Have you shared moments? I've seen him learning the Jay Ling celebration.
Yeah, he's really humble, and he picks up, obviously that good energy from someone, and is a positive person. So, to be learning different things, off the field as well as on it, has been really good, and I think he can really help the team out this season.
Really tough moment at Young Boys. I think it was such a tough decision. If you look at it one way, or it can be given, it can't be given. You've talked so much about learning from the highs and lows, and coming back against West Ham. How much has this short part of this season once again reiterated that as a human being under pressure in this sort of game? Yeah,
it's football, and in football, you make mistakes happen, and you've got your family, the fans, the players to rally around you in certain moments like that. So everyone's behind me. It didn't knock my confidence. And in football, there's always, around the corner, there's always another game. So I was excited for the West Ham game, and try to do my best in that game. So like I say, it's just about bouncing back and concentrating on the next game.
Is it any better when you're sat on a bench when you've got Ronaldo next to you in the starting room?
Yeah, it was a bit different to see, but he's a professional, and when he comes on the pitch, he wants to do the best for the team, in which he did.
And we're seeing from you, so comfortable back in that United shirt, and so good to see you playing at Old Trafford. Jayden's just come in, he's come from Germany, there is a bit to adapt from, but we saw some of that magic from him, didn't we, in the second half against Everton?
Yeah, I think it's going to take some time to adapt, but Jayden's been around the game long enough. He knows his football inside out, and like I say, the Premiership can be tough, but he's adapting fairly quickly. He's seeing glimpses now of what he can do, and he's only going to get better throughout the season. So we have full confidence and full hope in Jayden to succeed.
Are you and Mason working on celebrations again?
Not at the moment, no. We've not had any discussions at the current moment.
Thanks, Kerry. That's Alex Howard.
Just a couple from me, Jesse. Whenever you come off the bench or start, you seem to have an impact. Why do you think your consistency when you play is so good now?
Maybe just mind frame. I'm confident at the moment. I feel like I'm in form, so that all can play a part, and they're all big factors in football. So I feel like if you feel good and your mind's right, you're going to play well, and that's what I've been doing over the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Does that confidence come with age and more games?
Yeah. But obviously I've not really played like a full season. Over 34 games before. They tend to be mainly half seasons, and you think at 29 you play over like 200, 300 games, but for me it's still like I'm just getting started, and I've got so much energy to go off.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, Alex. I think we'll finish this section on Zoom with Mark Manbryans. You there, Mark?
Hi, Jesse. You tested positive for COVID earlier this summer. How did it affect you, and do you feel you've 100% recovered from it now?
Yeah, that was during pre-season in Scotland. It didn't affect me too much. I was just mainly tired, but I got over it fairly quickly. I was in the gym at my house doing little bits to keep ticking over, but at the moment I'm fully fit.
Did testing positive yourself influence your opinion on the vaccination? Whatever your opinion is, obviously it's personal, but did testing positive affect that at all?
Yeah, I think at the moment, like I say, it's personal, and it's all in house, and it's private at the moment, and like I say, every club deals with it in a different way.
Thanks, Mark. We'll jump onto the short embargo section until 10:30 p.m. tomorrow evening, and we'll start that with Duncan Wright.